Hello and good day. So, retirement is not an old person thing, it is a smart thing. Today I'm going to talk about why you would want to plan for retirement, the value in doing so, and to hopefully discourage the myth that retirement is something that should be pushed off until you're ready to, until you are 60, 50, whatever the age, magical vague number people have thought of. So, to start with, the basic idea of retirement is to not have to work to make an income that you can live your lifestyle on. You generally do this by having enough passive investments and various passive sources of income that it would cover whatever needs you have and whatever wants you want. So, say for example, you had $500,000 invested in good mutual funds, making you, well, for sake of easy math, we'll say 10%. That could produce you $50,000 a year averaged without actually touching the main source, the $500,000, and therefore you could live off $50,000 income and not have to work to bring in more income. So the value in planning for retirement is to figure out what you want, what you need, what direction you're heading, whether you're doing good or bad, and motivation for your general work in life. It is a significantly different situation to be thinking, I'm going to be working in this career from 20 up to 90 or until I die, versus, alright, well, I'll be working for this place as long as I, can provide value and they support my needs, and I will be able to adapt to the situation, and eventually, as I'm putting enough away, I have a limited time that I need to do this, versus understanding the options you have. For example, or to go into more clarity, if you just needed to work a couple of years, an extra job for a year or two to get rid of all debt, if you've fallen deeply in debt, or you are just 10 years of hustling, whatever your income might be able to build up, to be able to retire or have the option to retire if you wanted to at that time, versus being 85 and not having anything, or having to rely on Social Security or whatever terrible or limited investments you have previously had, whether that be from not paying enough attention or not understanding and having too much expense, having too little rate of return, having too little actually saved overall, having too little income can be an occasional problem of they don't feel motivated to do their work, they don't do enough value to want to be, they don't do enough value that others would want to promote them, they don't have enough motivation to go out and prove themselves, bring up their income, and bring various sources of income for side business, personal work, whatever the situation may be. But planning for retirement helps you achieve financial freedom, helps you work towards being able to do what you want with your time and still have a source of income to live and to enjoy. And that is a smart thing, not an old person thing. as I mentioned before, if you're 85 and have nothing, you can't retire. Even if you physically cannot keep working, you financially might not be able to do anything, or whatever you have from Social Security or various benefits, maybe you could live at a minimum level lifestyle. Versus if you're 20 but have $1 million, or generally speaking, if you're retiring at that young of age, you would want to have, it would be retiring from a day job so you can work on your other hobbies and business, because retiring that early tends to be too boring. However, working at a day job for decades is in itself, for most people, very boring. So finding a mix that works for your specific situation and having the options available. If you were making $100,000 from investments alone, it's something as simple as $1 million put away in $1 million put away into mutual funds, making 10% would make you $100,000 a year, averaged. And though that might be very difficult to do for a 20-year-old, through the more passive investments, through the general work path that a American or a most common workers tend to make, the still is not impossible, especially for when you're 30, 40, 50, you can easily build up by working, saving, living on less than you make, and planning. You can set aside enough and learn enough to be able to have your money work for you and be able to retire as you wish. And that is a financial number. Whatever age you may be, if you are financially set, you are financially set. And whatever your age you be, if you have not enough to retire on, then you still need to somehow bring in a source of income. So hopefully this helps you guys to plan ahead, understand the value of planning for retirement, understand the value of financial freedom and having more options, and hopefully doesn't make you guys depressed or emotionally worried, unless that, or at least to a low enough level that will help you better yourself without bothering and hindering yourself. So if you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below, and have a good day.